Hello, I'm Eric Engdahl. I'm chair of the Department of Teacher Education here at Cal State East Bay. And today I want to tell you about the application process for the credential program, both the multiple subject and the single subject credential program that will begin in June 2019. First of all, there are two applications that need to be done. First is the departmental application. That application is done entirely online. That application will open on November 1st. The second application is Cal State Apply. That is also done online. That's the university application, and there's a $55 non-refundable fee for that application. Cal State Apply will probably open on January 1st. In both cases, the applications will close on April 1st. This is all laid out for you on our Credential Student Service Center application page. You will see that online address in the bottom of this screen. I urge you to go there to make sure that you have all of this information straight. For both the departmental and the university application, you will have to submit official transcripts. For the departmental applications, they need to be submitted by mail or in person. We do not accept electronic transcripts for admissions. The university, however, will accept some electronic transmissions. Again, all of that is listed on the page, the web page below. If you have a transcript from Cal State East Bay, there is no need to submit that application. You are also going to need a certificate of clearance. This means that you've undergone fingerprint, character, and an identification processes required by the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing. You must have this in order to be in a classroom. If you have some documents, such as a 30-day emergency substitute teaching permit, a short-term staff permit, child development permits, then you have already completed the requirements for the certificate of clearance. You do need to meet the basic skills requirement. This is a demonstrated proficiency in written and spoken English. This is most often fulfilled by taking the CBEST exam, although there are other ways that you can meet this requirement. But as I said, most often it is done by the CBEST. There are some waivers, and again, I urge you to go to the page to look at the exceptions to this. Perhaps most important is to meet subject matter competency. This means that you are demonstrating to the state of California and to this program that you have the content knowledge of what it is that you're going to teach when you get into the classroom. For the multiple subject credential, there are 3 CSETs that you have to take that cover all of the content areas: math, English, language arts, social studies, a little bit of PE, a little bit of music, a little bit of art, science, that you will be teaching in an elementary classroom. For a single subject program, you will be taking, for example, if you want to be a math teacher, the math CSETs and so on. The CSETs can be quite challenging. I urge you to take the CSETs early and to give yourself time for a retake. You have to have the CSETs completed and passed in order to receive a student teaching field placement, which is at the heart of our program. So start working on those tests now. There are no, except for 4 programs on this campus: PE, music, math, and history social studies. There are no waivers to get around these programs. And as I said, these exams can be very challenging, so give yourself time to pass. You also have to have a negative tuberculosis test. You have to complete 45 hours of early fieldwork experience. Now, if you've taken a class such as TED 301 or 304 on this campus, that fieldwork is built into the coursework. You need to have 45 hours of field experience in a K-12 classroom. and then you need to have the verification forms completed by the people with whom you did that time. 15 of those 45 hours must be in a K-12 classroom, and the time that you work with students has to be with students from the age group that you want to work with. So if you want to be an elementary teacher, tutoring high school students is not acceptable. The other thing that is not acceptable is religious instruction of any kind. Although I would say if you were doing tutoring at a parochial school and it was non-religious instruction, then that would count. You also need to complete a statement of purpose and a cover sheet. You need letters of recommendation from people who've seen you work in schools with children, and you will have to do an interview. Those are the requirements for the single subject and the multiple subject program. They are not difficult except for the CSETs and the CBEST, which can be challenging, but I urge you to do them all and to do them properly. I want to remind you that you are getting a license from the state of California in order to be a teacher, and therefore these requirements must be met exactly as the state has determined they should be met in the Ed Code. A couple of other things I just want to tell you real quickly. We will start interviewing sometime in February. If you do have all of your application materials completed, we will have priority admissions, and you could be admitted first before people who don't have all of their qualifications and all their prerequisites. So I really urge you to do that on time. The document deadline, which means the time when all of the paperwork needs to be in, is April 15th. The deadline for test submission is a little bit later. Again, that will be listed on the web page below. Just one other thing to remember is that now that we're on the semester system at Cal State East Bay, classes will begin the first week of June, and you will have summer classes for 8 weeks, then you'll have a couple of weeks off, and then fall semester begins. Thank you. If you've got any other questions, please look at the web addresses below and it will give you information. Thank you.